Hey, just a quick run through how to hook up your Optimum Edition Halos. We're going to be hooking it up to an F-150 that we've done here recently. Your basic kit is going to come with your power supply connector. Now I'm just using this connector here to connect to my shop voltage supply. So this will not come with it. You will not get this. You'll have your splitter here. Now you'll notice that you'll have two different lines. One will be shorter. The shorter line here, which is actually a male. This one here will go to your control box. So you'll either have a Bluetooth control box or an RF. These other four here will be used to plug in your Halos. These come in different configurations depending on the unit you carry. You can have 2 connections, 4 connections, 6, up to 8 connections. So first thing we want to do here is connect our control. Now we're going to start off with our basic RF control. And just a simple plug in here. That's plugged in. Next thing I'm going to do is hook up my Halo wire. Now if you notice, these are 3 wires, not 4 wires like your standard RGB. The Optimum Edition is a different type of system. It is not your standard RGB, so you will not have your typical 4 wires. So I'm going to hook this up into one of these. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and hook up my power. And like I said, this is just an adapter for me to use with my power supply that I use here in the shop. So now you notice it's powered on. You go through the colors, and with the basic remote, it's pretty simple. You hit the colors: white, red, green, blue. And then of course you have your auto mode, which does different patterns. You can go cycle through the patterns, slow it down, speed it up. And you can also dim it. So you do have a dimming feature. And bring it back up. Okay, so now that's your basic setup. Like I said, once again, you're going to get power and ground. You can either go to a battery, or you can actually go to an ignition source. That way you'll have your white on as soon as the vehicle comes on. Or if you want to, we have a dual input controller available on our website, which we will show you here in another video. So here's a big question about what we always get is some people like to purchase the RF control that comes with the units, and they want to upgrade to the Bluetooth control. So the Bluetooth control, we have it here. First thing we're going to do is open the box. Now you'll notice you'll have 3 wires. You will have a small screwdriver that comes with the kit, the 3 wires, your Bluetooth box, and a set of instructions. Now before you do anything, let's go ahead and unplug power. Okay. Now, first thing we're going to do is hook up these three wires to the Bluetooth control, which you're going to hook it up. Very simple. Green goes to green, red goes to red, white goes to the ground. Give me 1 second, we'll be right back. Okay, we are back here. So now we have our Bluetooth controller hooked up. As you can see, we got white to ground, green to green, red to red, and we have our 3-pin controller. Now, we shall not be using any of this side, so when you see this, just ignore this side. altogether. To upgrade from the RF to the Bluetooth, all you have to do is simply get that box, unplug it, your RF control, and plug in your Bluetooth box. Now it is very, very important that you never run power here. If you supply 12 volts here, you will damage the system, because applying 12 volts here will bypass the regulator and supply too much voltage to your halos. So now that we have that hooked up, let's turn our power back on. Okay, now when you first hook it up, you're going to notice you're going to have a few different patterns. It's going to look wrong. What we need to do is get in here and program it. So the first thing we're going to do, get our QR scanner. Now we're using Android. So what we want to do is go ahead and again, you can see the QR code, the center one is for the Android. Simply scan that and it'll take you to a link. You can open that link and it'll take you to the Google Play Store where you can actually install that one there. Now we already have ours installed, so first thing we need to do is go to our settings, turn on the Bluetooth. Now all you need to do is turn the Bluetooth on and then go into the, now you're going to notice it's going to come up with a few different things that are Bluetooth. What you want to hit is the, if you notice the name on the box, SP105E. Okay, so where you want to go is to the SP105E. Now the first thing you're going to do is go into your, once you see it connect, now you'll see the light on. Go into your settings. First thing you want to do is turn the first one to GRB, and I'll explain that to you in a minute. And the next row you want to set over to SK6812 RGBW. Now you notice it pretty much came alive now. One other thing you can do is actually set total number of pixels. You can go down to 300. Now when you set the number of pixels, basically what that's going to do is tell the regulator in the control box how fast of the modes you want. So by setting it down to 300, basically at the fastest, you can speed it up as you wish. So now that we're here, GRB, SK6812 RGBW, go back into your menu. Now that you have this here, now you can start playing with your buttons. Now whenever you get the Optimum 2.0, which has a white, you'll notice that that is the separate white LED that runs. It's a 6000K LED, so it's a pure white LED. You can also do what's called the RGBW white, which you can see the difference. It's more of like an 8000K white, so it's a little bit bluer. You can also go to red, green, and blue, and it'll cycle through there. Now, once you hit this, your center one, that's going to be your auto mode. That's going to basically just go through the 200 modes that are there. And like I said, once you go into auto, you can actually change the speed. And you can see how much faster it goes, slower. Now, once you pick you go through the modes. Now, when you go through the modes, if you do it manually, let's see if we can see that here. You'll have a little note up here that says which mode you're in. So you can actually go to a single color, white, warm white, mode 2, mode 4. So basically what it is now is anytime you find a mode that you like, say you like mode '76, you can simply go directly to that mode, set that mode, and you'll have it at any time. Now, another thing that you can do on this is your custom color wheel. So once you touch that, you can actually make it to a custom color. So say you have a custom purple you like, or change it into like hotter pink. So with this here, you can actually have a variety of different colors. All you gotta do is just use your finger, run along. And anytime you want to, just go back to white, and that makes for a great daytime running light. And like I said, one of the biggest issues we've always had was whenever you do these connectors on your vehicle, if you have it outside, we recommend putting a little bit of dielectric grease inside whenever you connect it. That'll help keep the water and moisture out, help corrosion going on. Same thing with the box. And remember, you only use 3 wires, no wires on this side. So you can use a little dielectric grease, put it in here to prevent water from getting in. And the same thing over here. Now, if you ever have an issue with your box, and you have this one here, it's very simple to swap back. Simply unplug your unit. Unplug that box. Plug the old unit back in. Plug power back up. And you're ready to go. So changing remotes is basically that simple. Okay, thank you, and visit us at rgvprolighting.us.